process and the sentiment. The occasion of initiation is a divine occasion for both.
Priyansha, can you revise? Can you revise and start ahead?
Yes. So in last class, we were mainly talking about initiation. So we were talking about the importance of the place of initiation and the time of initiation. And we basically talked about that the place of initiation is really important. And if it is not in good condition, then the initiation might not go according to plan. And the same thing with the time of initiation. The disciple should be prepared and should be able to follow the rules and duties of the sampradaya. And the guru should be able to not rush the disciple and should also know if the time is right for the disciple to go through initiation.
Okay, continue.
The process and the sentiment. The occasion of initiation is a divine occasion for both the guru and the disciple. After the ceremony of initiation is over, a new life starts for the guru and the disciple. Before initiation, both were ordinary acquaintances to each other, but subsequent to it, the donator of mantra becomes guru, whereas the receiver becomes follower of the sampradaya. Subsequent to the ceremony of the initiation, the reciprocal responsibilities of both of them are multiplied. Disciple is given new birth through initiation to tread upon the path of religion. For this reason, religious scriptures glorify Guru as a father. Just as a father affectionately looks after the nourishment, protection, and development of his child, similarly, Guru too looks after the spiritual nourishment of his disciple by providing education of religious doctrines, spiritual protection by giving instruction to keep away from unrighteousness, and spiritual development by infusing in him the inspiration to tread on the path of religion. The ceremony of initiation establishes such holy relation between the Guru and the disciple. Hence, it is necessary that the process, upakram, to accomplish it, and devout sentiment of the Guru and the disciple who partake in it to be extremely pure and sacred. One striking incident depicted in the stories of 252 Vaishnavas explains the thing in a beautiful way. One day, during discourse, Sri Vittalnathji said, "The initiation does help, through the grace of Sri Vallabhacharya, in accomplishing firm resort in Bhagwan and in obtaining the fruit of Pushti sect, if it is received by the pure-minded disciple and bestowed by the Guru with purity in mind." The instruction made a touching effect upon the heart of one Kshatriya. When Sri Vittalnathji was seated alone, he requested him for the bestowal of Atman Nivedan, Diksha, initiation of self-dedication.
It is pronounced as Atma Nivedan Diksha.
Atman Nivedan Diksha, initiation of self-dedication. Sri Vittalnathji called for his eldest son, Sri Giridharji, and asked him to bestow initiation upon that Vaishnav. Next day, after initiation, when both Sri Giridharji and the Kshatriya presented themselves before Sri Vittalnathji, he could see through his divine vision that the initiation of Atman Niveda had not been accomplished with purity of mind. He asked Sri Giridharji, "Let the Kshatriya observe fast and the initiation be given again." Sri Giridharji did accordingly, and then both came before Sri Vittalnathji. Yet again he repeated the same thing with Atman Nivedan has not been performed with due purity. This time he gave special instructions to his son. "One fast be observed by you and one more by Kshatriya." Both of them observed fast accordingly. Sri Giridharji bestowed initiation once more time. Again, when they stood before Sri Vittalnathji, this time too, Sri Vittalnathji said that still Kshatriya had not attained purity of mind and that he should be asked to observe fast again for initiation. When this was done, Kshatriya's mind turned divine and attached to Bhagwan. This incident explains us that both the bestower, Guru, and the receiver, disciple, should have attained purity of mind for the successful performance of the ceremony of initiation. With his mind free from malicious sentiments of greed, fraud, pride, rivalry, hypocrisy, etc., Guru should bestow initiation with humility and trust, holding devout, pure, and sacred sentiments for his disciples' well-being. The same way, this disciple too should receive initiation through utter humility and faith, should follow the doctrine of his sampradaya, and should hold devout sentiments to seek his welfare. So this chapter explains that after initiation, the duties of both the guru and the disciple multiply, and the guru has to guide the disciple so that he or she can have spiritual development. This process is called upkarama. And the example of Sri Giridharji and Kshatriya shows us that both the guru and the disciple should have attained purity of mind for the initiation to be successful. And the guru should give the initiation with pure humility and trust, and the disciple should receive with humility and faith for the initiation to go accordingly.
For the Atmanivedan Diksha, as we learned before, that the place and the time, both these matters when we want to attain initiation for Sampradaya. Now, what is the good time for attaining initiation? We learned in the last class that the time when the disciple is ready to follow all the rules and regulations which are expected in the Sampradaya, when the disciple is ready to fulfill all the expectations which are explained by Sri Mahaprabhuji for a receiver of the Atmanivedan Diksha, only then the Guru must provide Atmanivedan Diksha. And only that can be the proper time to attain Atmanivedan Diksha. This was the first thing. Now here what is explained is that the Guru and Shishya, both of them must have purity of mind before taking initiation and before giving the Diksha to the disciple. The fasting is a process which has to be followed before attaining Atmanivedan Diksha, not before Sharana Diksha. A day before having Brahma Sambandha Diksha, we must fast. By fasting, we can pure our body, our mind, our brain, and our soul. So that's the first step before having initiation. And after that, for the purity of our soul, our sentiments before attaining Diksha must be pure. As it is explained here that even for the Guru, he must be very serious before giving the Atmanivedan Diksha to his disciple, and he must not have any type of feeling of pride or hypocrisy or of competing anyone or pride or fraud in his heart. And only with these pure sentiments, if the Diksha is given, only then the bestower can provide Atmanivedan Diksha to the Shishya, and the Diksha which is attained in this way only can make our dedication towards or our resort towards Bhagavan Shri Krishna pure. If the Guru is not pure in his mind and the Shishya is pure, even then if the Shishya remains away from that type of Guru who is not capable of attaching him to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, only then by freeing himself from that Guru and be attached with Mahaprabhuji, a person can attain resort towards Bhagavan. But if a person, even after being pure in his mind, but if he is following a wrong person, then he cannot attain a good result. That's the main thing. Means, for example, I am right, but the person whom I am following is wrong. So if I am blindly just going on following the wrong person, then in spite of having pure heart, you cannot reach to your goal as you are following the wrong person. So the thing is that before Atmanivedan Diksha, even Guru must be clear in his mind that he is providing Diksha as a representative of Sri Mahaprabhuji. The Diksha, the mantra, the Gurutva, or I am the Guru of this disciple, I am the one who is bestowing the Diksha. This must not be the type of mentality which must be in the Guru, but he must be very clear that whatever I am doing it in the behalf of Sri Mahaprabhuji. This is the Diksha which is given by Sri Mahaprabhuji. This is the Sampradaya which is propagated by Sri Mahaprabhuji, and there is nothing which is of mine. I am just a representative of Sri Mahaprabhuji. So by having Sri Mahaprabhuji in his heart, by accepting Sri Mahaprabhuji as his own Guru, the Guru must bestow Diksha to the disciple, and same way the disciple also must consider Sri Mahaprabhuji as his Guru first of all Shri Mahaprabhuji as his Guru, and only if the Guru who is providing him the Diksha, if he is a follower of Shri Mahaprabhuji, if he is explaining him the scriptures written by Shri Mahaprabhuji, only then that person can be considered as an authentic or reliable Guru in our Sampradaya, and a disciple can follow that person but never follow the person blindly, only by understanding the scriptures properly. This is the safe course in our Sampradaya or any of the Sampradaya in this world. In any of the religion, in any of the Sampradaya, we cannot say that all the people have to be same, all the people must be pure, all the people are good. It is never possible. Faults can be found in the disciples also, and same way faults can be found in the Guru also. And it is 100% true that if the Guru is in the fault, if he is wrong, then it is a serious sin, and if the disciple happens to be following any wrong thing, it is not that serious because he is a single person who is doing that. But if a Guru is doing so, then thousands of people will follow him. That's true. But being a person, we must be clear about our goal. We must be clear in our understanding that what we are doing is for attaining Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and this is the path which is explained by and propagated by Shri Mahaprabhuji himself. So he is our Guru. And when we remain attached with Mahaprabhuji and his scriptures, no one can misguide us. But when we blindfoldedly listen to any of the Guru or any of the Vaishnavas, it is possible that even we can be on the wrong. So the only purpose behind attaining Atma Nivedan Diksha must be for Krishna, for Sri Mahaprabhuji, and for no one else. We are not doing this for our family. We are not doing this for showing off to the society. We are not doing this for any of the person in this world. Whatever we are doing for Krishna, for Mahaprabhuji, for our own self. For the sake of being a slave of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, for the sake of accepting Bhagavan as our master. This must be the only belief and the only thought in our mind. This is what purity means here. In the story of Sri Vitthal Nathji, this is what purity means. The purpose must be clear in our mind. What we want, what we want to do, and what are the things which we have to follow for accomplishing our goal. As a student who is learning in the school or college, as he is very clear in his mind that I am coming here only for studying, and if you are distracting yourself from anything, because of anything, you have to leave that if you want to study. So these are the same, it is for Sampradaya also. Whatever is distracting us from Krishna Bhakti, from our devotion towards Krishna, from our resort towards Krishna, you have to leave that. And if you don't, then you won't reach to your goal. As a student who is distracting himself in other activities rather than concentrating upon his study, he cannot learn properly. He cannot acquire knowledge. Same is the thing here also.
Should I continue?
Any question about the subject? Fine.
The tradition of initiation in Sampradayas. What for? Some reasons behind the tradition of initiation in Sampradaya can be countered as under Sankalp, Manyata, Yogya, or
it is Manyata. Manyata.
Sankalp is resolve, Manyata recognition, Yoga qualification, Yogyata qualification, and Pavitrata.
Yeah.
Sankalp, resolve. Any work that is to be done can be carried out successfully if its doer has made firm resolve to accomplish it. Firm determination is a half success, but it should be noted that a resolve can result into success only if it is backed by complete understanding of the work that is to be done and one's capacity to do it. Initiation is also a sort of resolve, a firm resolve, and an oath that is undertaken before Bhagwan in the presence of a guru as a witness. Hence, if a disciple receives initiation in a proper way, wholeheartedly and without any hypocrisy, his spiritual well-being does not remain far from him. So this paragraph explains that anything can be done successfully if the doer has the motivation to get it done, but the doer must also have complete knowledge and understanding of what they're doing, and an example of this in the Sampradaya life is initiation.
The first point is of sankalp or resolve. Means when we get admitted into the school or a college, a student is firm on his decision that I want to study, and for that he must be ready to leave everything, every single thing which can distract him from his studies. As we have some family functions during our exams, or we like to run, we like to play, we have some hobbies, and we love being with our family and friends and relatives, etc. But you have to concentrate upon your study first, and only in the time of leisure you can involve yourself in other activities, whatever it may be. It may be our hobbies, it may be our life with our family and friends and playing, whatever, etc., entertainment, every single thing. So a student must be very clear in his mind that this is my resolve. Means for these many years I have to study properly, I have to complete my education, I must attain knowledge first of all, and only after that I can do all the other activities in which I am interested. So same way, when we take initiation in front of Bhagavan himself, in the presence of our Guru as a witness, accepting Sri Mahaprabhuji as our Guru and accepting Bhagavan Shri Krishna as our Master, at that time a disciple who is getting initiated, he must also take a strong resolve, and Atmanivedan Diksha is a type of pledge. It is a type of pledge that from this day, from this very moment, I am dedicating myself to Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and this is my life goal. This is the resolve we take during the Atmanivedan Diksha, or while speaking the Brahma Samand mantra in front of Bhagavan. This is a promise which we make to Bhagavan, the promise which we make to Sri Mahaprabhuji, the promise which we make to our Guru. So this is what the resolve means. So the process of initiation creates an environment of seriousness in the mind of Shishya, that this is what I have done is. And as we as we are in presence of Bhagavan, as we remain in presence of our Guru, and our Guru must, during that time, the Guru must explain the meaning of Brahma Samand mantra, the concept behind taking Atmanivedan Diksha, and our duties after having Atmanivedan Diksha. So these are the duties which have to be followed. This is what we must learn from our Guru at that time, and a disciple must ask, he must present a curiosity in front of the Guru that this is what I want to know, is what are my duties from now on. As when we fill the admission form in the school or college, we ask for our duties. We ask that what are the duties which I have to follow from now on, what are the timings, what are the schedules, which is the course which I have to learn, who are the teachers. So this is what the lifestyle we adopt after being admitted into any of the school or college. Same way, after attaining initiation, we must adopt a proper lifestyle, and we must be ready to leave all the things which distract us from our goal, which distract us from our path. So the first step is of sankalp, means from now on I resolve, I pledge to live this lifestyle, I pledge to be a slave of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, I pledge to be a disciple of Shri Mahaprabhu. This is the first step during Atmanivedan Diksha, and the same must be the sentiment in the heart of the disciple also when he wants to get initiated. You can continue if we don't have any questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So during Atma Nivedan Diksha, fasting is observed by for purity, but here we have learned that one should be free from like sentiments like greed, fraud, pride. So then, how does fasting help to remove the bad sentiments?
See, physical and mental, both nature of purity are important. By fasting, we can just attain physical purity, not mental purity. For attaining purity in our heart, in our soul, we must go through the concept of getting initiated, the motive and the motive behind being initiated into the sampradaya. Only by that we can be pure by our soul before attaining initiation. Not just by fasting. Fasting doesn't work in the purity of your heart and soul.
Okay, I understand.
When our Guru explains us the motive behind attaining initiation, when we go through the Siddhanta Rahasya Granth, which is explained by Bhagavan himself to Mahaprabhuji, which explains the motives and duties behind attaining Atmanivedan or Brahmasambandha Diksha, by learning the scriptures written by Sri Mahaprabhuji, by going through the lifestyle which was followed by the 84 Vaishnavas after being initiated into the Sampradaya by Sri Mahaprabhuji, we can attain the purity of our heart, that this is what we have to do is. Not by fasting. Fasting is just for our physical purity. Okay. And it is a sign of attaining Sattvikta also. The Sattva Guna helps us in establishing knowledge in our mind, in our brain. So it is just for that Sattvikta and for attaining some serious nature before getting initiated.
Okay.
Anything else? Yes.
So,
yes.
If you didn't know the promise that you gave to Lalan and Sri Mahaprabhuji, then what would happen? Would it be like considered almost like a nyashe?
Not exactly, we cannot call this as a nyashay, but yeah, we are wrong as a disciple. We failed as a disciple. For example, if a student who got admitted into the school or college, if he is not attending the school sincerely, if he is not learning there sincerely, then what can be the result? The school would rustigate him from the school. This is the first thing. He would not be able to learn. He won't acquire any knowledge. He won't have any type of qualification in him. So this is what the result is. So same way, being a Pushti being, if you are not able to concentrate upon Sri Krishna, if you are not able to fulfill your duties as a disciple of Sri Mahaprabhuji, you are a sinner being a Pushti Margiya Vaishnava. This is all the losses. You will lose a chance for attaining Sri Krishna. And after all, if you are a Pushti being, in between, it is possible that Bhagavan gives you any punishment, and after that, after being pure, we can again be in the path of Pushti. These are the chances which happens if we get wrong in fulfilling our duties as a disciple towards Mahaprabhuji and Krishna. As we find in the story of Ramanand Pandit in 84 Vaishnava Varta, where once Sri Mahaprabhuji was visiting his house, and by mistake, because of some influence or something, he made a mistake. He spoke something bad about the other disciples of Sri Mahaprabhuji, and Mahaprabhuji was very angry on him, and he said that from this very moment, I will never have water from your city, from your town, as you are not able to respect the other Vaishnavas, the other disciples who are the sevak of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So Mahaprabhuji left his house. After that, Ramanand Pandit was mentally unstable because of this incident. He was not able to be mentally stable, and he used to eat from here and there. But because of being a Pushti being and because of the sanskar as a Pushti being, Bhagavan didn't leave him. And once Srinathji was having jalebi, Sri Mahaprabhuji asked that what are you have, from where you got this jalebi? Then he said that one of your disciples Ramanand Pandit made me have it. So Mahaprabhuji asked that I haven't accepted him as my disciple, I have left him. So Bhagavan said that you left him, but I promised you that the one who you would initiate, I won't ever leave him. So Mahaprabhuji says, okay. And after the distraction of 10 births, he was distracted for 10 births. He was not able to recognize himself as a Pushti being for the 10 next births. And in the 11th birth, he was accepted by Sri Mahaprabhuji. And then later on, he was on the path of Pushti. So these are the problems which we can face if we fail as a disciple, or if we make a mistake being a Pushti being in the path of Pushti. So we can be punished, but after all, if Bhagavan has accepted you as his slave, as his sevak, then one or the other day, Bhagavan will make you pure. He will accept you as your disciple. But it is our responsibility that we don't miss any of the chance and we don't disappoint Mahaprabhuji and even Bhagavan. Okay. Anything else?
So from Raja, I want to ask you something. So from Ramanand Pandit's story, do we have to understand something like this, that whoever has the initiation or Atma Nivedan Diksha, the Thakurji accepts them no matter, even though they don't follow the Pushti Siddhant?
No, it is never so. Atma Nivedan Diksha is considered valid only if you are dedicating yourself to Bhagavan. Only if you are leaving the asamarpit padarth, and if you are living your life accepting only the samarpit things. Otherwise, if you are not aware of the purpose of behind attaining initiation, then the Diksha itself is not valid. For example, a girl and a boy who are going to be married, if they are not ready to stay with each other, if they are not ready to share their lives with each other, even if we go through the ritual of marriage, what does the marriage mean? It doesn't mean anything, and it cannot last for a long time. It has to break one or the other day. We cannot maintain such a relation in which two people are not ready to stay with each other. Same as for Brahmasavana Diksha also. It is like a marriage with Bhagavan. If you are not ready to share your lifestyle with Bhagavan, if you are not ready to stay with Krishna, then it is not valid, as the marriage in which husband and wife are not ready to stay with each other is not valid. In spite of wearing the kanthi, you are not a disciple of Bhagavan. That's the main thing. Bhagavan will not accept you if mentally you are not ready to be a disciple or slave of Bhagavan. If you are not ready to survive with Bhagavan, if you are not ready to share your lifestyle with Bhagavan, Bhagavan hasn't accepted your Atma Nivedan because you never wanted to be dedicated towards Bhagavan. It is presupposed that you follow the rules and regulations. Otherwise, Brahmasavana Diksha is of no use. Just by wearing a kanthi in our neck, just by following the rituals of the Brahmasavana Diksha, you cannot be a slave of Bhagavan. Bhagavan won't accept you like that. In the case of Ramanand Pandit, Mahaprabhuji knew that he is a Pushti being. Some or the other day he has to be with Bhagavan, and in spite of being unstable in his mind, in his brain, he was that serious about the initiation that whatever he ate, he used to speak that Govardhan Raji, please accept this. So whatever he used, he never used it without remembering Bhagavan. Therefore, Bhagavan didn't left him. And if he didn't had that thought in his mind, Bhagavan would never have accepted his resort.
हाँ जी राजा समझाए.
When it is about us, we never know that even Bhagavan has accepted us as a Pushti being or not, if we are chosen in the path of Pushti or not. Whatever we are doing is, we are presupposing ourselves as a Pushti being, and following whatever we are doing on the basis of the development of our interest in the path of Pushti, in the method which we are following. With surety, none of the Jeev and none of the Guru in this world can ever assure you that you are a Pushti being. So we have to be more careful. There he had Mahaprabhuji himself as a Guru. Mahaprabhuji, Gosaiji, Gopinathji had that divine eyesight to identify someone as a Pushti being. We don't have that. So we have to be more careful about these things. We cannot just presuppose ourselves that, yeah, we are Pushti being and some or the other day Bhagavan has to accept me and I have nothing to do with that. We cannot behave so.
जी राजा.
I think we can conclude here today. We'll be continuing tomorrow. Let me know if we have more questions regarding this subject.